Hey guys, Jared here with the Comedy Food Truck. If you're not married yet, or even if you are married, commit a little polygamy and get married to the Comedy Food Truck podcast on Facebook and Instagram at Comedy Food Truck, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. I might have gone overboard there. Enjoy the show.
You're listening to the Comedy Food Truck Podcast. We talk life, food, relationships, and have fun with all of it. And now here's your host, comedian John Hill.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you to our wonderful host with his silky voice.
Silky.
Saying my name like it matters.
Say my name.
Say my name like it makes a difference, yo.
Silky voice, Scott.
Silky voice.
Silky.
Just lost our entire female audience.
Yeah.
With that one.
And our lunch.
And our lunch. I was just thinking like what is it? The announcement stylings. What's his name again?
John Thomas.
John Thomas. Yeah, that's good. He makes
this great.
He makes English muffins.
He does.
Anyway, sorry, his family. I almost said he makes Egg McMuffins. It's English muffins.
I don't think. John, did you ever work at McDonald's? I can't remember. Write in and tell me.
Right. I don't care if he's worked
I don't
there.
think he did.
Ever eaten an Egg McMuffin?
I don't think he ever had a job till
Does
he
he
got
ever?
older.
Every time he
just walked in with money. I'm like,
but do you think every time he buys an Egg McMuffin, he's like, I might be related to somebody who made the bread here.
That's right here. Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show. I want to introduce the team as always. Jared, who's to my left, running the knobs. How's it going, Jared?
The knobs.
The knobs.
I'm the knob on the knobs.
That's it, man. How's it going?
Good. At least my
Good.
name's not Bob.
Bob the Knob. Or Knob Bob. I don't know. No.
Bob Nobbin.
Bob Knob.
You know when you're walking down the street with your friends and you see something on the ground and you think, I'm not going to pick that up, but your friend picks it up anyways?
Yeah.
That's kind of what happens on this show sometimes. There's a joke that you hear a joke and you're like, nope, I'm not going to. And you can't even finish saying that in your head. I'm not going to. And somebody else just picks it up. It's just like, oh, well, so much for avoiding that.
Sad part of that metaphor is it's talking about how low our fruit is because it's all down on the ground.
Well, we're all over 40, so
We're not even looking up. Yeah, it's just this terrible.
Looking down at the ground.
Our comedy fruit tree is bare.
Oh, look, easy money.
a bunch of prunes and one mango.
Yeah. It's so bad our audience is like putting it in the chat, the punchline before we make it.
All right.
Scott, how you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. I'm always fascinated with your microphone, but here there is
Speaking of low-hanging fruit.
no, but right now what I'm picturing is
Magic Mike.
Yeah, the when I see in your microphone.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
no, don't move it around. Just okay. Yeah, no, we've done that every show. Here's
The people that are listening, this is very funny.
No, I have a
Not
very
watching.
very serious question though. The round cylindric. Seriously, Scott, stop. Stop working with kindergarten. The round piece that is between the fan-looking thing and
That's
the
called the Zarf.
no, not the Zarf. The round piece on the top. Can you point to the audience what I'm talking about?
This?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, that reminds me of one of those Keurig inserts that you put in
So
to
like
make a cup of coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So my thing today, without being completely gross, is that could actually be a model of a Keurig.
Wait, is that a mute switch? Say something, Scott.
Did you just mute yourself?
It's muted.
There we go.
Now we know what it does.
When it's green, it's working. When it's red, it's not. Do it again.
La 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 la
He hasn't even muted himself. He just made that
la la
up.
la 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 la.
Okay, Scott.
Okay.
Scott.
All right.
The way that
It's
bit
muted.
works,
There
the
we
way
go.
that bit works is you keep making noise and you turn the switch off and on. You don't stop making noise on your own and then leave the switch green. That's not how that works. I don't have a mute button, but just like la 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 la. Scott over there playing, man. That's hilarious. Well, thanks for being on the show, Scott.
Too many shows.
That's
in a
your
row.
time. That's your time today.
Yeah, thanks.
And then
Good night.
Good night. Go settle back with a flauta. And then Ray's on the show. How you doing, Ray?
Hi, John.
Did we already do this?
No.
Did I already circulate around everybody?
Last week you did.
Did.
Yeah.
Good. I did that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I came back again?
We were all wearing the same
Wait, look,
clothes.
so I did it once and then came back around and did it again?
Yeah,
No,
you've
not this
You've
week.
introduced everybody twice.
No, I'm saying last week I did that?
No.
No, you're.
Oh. Don't
Never
play
mind.
with my mind. I'm
That's
too
not what I
old.
meant. I wasn't trying
I'm
to.
too old. I was like, did
Stop
I do
making
that
sense.
last
It
show?
hurts.
Sheesh. Go back
Stop
to
confusing
a
me. It's not
mindless-
hard.
After I'm done, I go to a mindless existence. Well, here's the thing. Next month.
Come on, John. Give us a she you.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Not while you're
You gotta
working
save that for the promos.
Not while you're trying to fake work the mute button in front of us.
Fake
Can't have a,
mute
you
button.
can't have a fake mute. That doesn't work.
I dated a girl who was a fake mute.
She just didn't want to talk to you.
Exactly what happened.
I don't hear you. I don't nothing.
Ray's taking things apart now.
Wow, Ray.
We've just devolved into
That your mute button, Ray, that you just pull out the cord.
oh, that lovely pop.
Yeah.
It's
So
a quiet pop.
Not in my ear. It wasn't.
I didn't even hear it.
so if we could settle down. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I just was thinking about next month. I have our wedding anniversary, and it'll be our 20-year anniversary of my marriage to my beautiful bride.
Who doesn't listen to our show?
No, she don't listen. She doesn't even think I'm funny.
Does anybody's wife think they're funny?
Does anybody's wife think I'm funny? That's
Mine
the
thinks
problem.
I'm funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Looking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm not.
That too.
No, she's better off for not listening to me.
That's true.
But as I was thinking through, I was like 20 years of marriage, and I'm thinking, have I learned anything? Is there any lessons I could give to the populace about things not that anybody wants to know my advice or nothing. I'm not even talking about advice necessarily. It could be an insight, an observation, something that I've learned, because I'm sure there's people out there that maybe not necessarily married yet, maybe looking to be remarried, maybe in a marriage, and you think, man, I'd like to make it a little better. And I was thinking through the show stats. There's 4 of us, and between the 4 of us, we've had 7 marriages. Yeah.
Wow, who's got the most of those?
Well, I actually had to ask because I wanted to make this clear. Like Scott,
Me?
Scott, you're the newest. You've been married the fewest years of the 4 of us in this marriage that you're with your beautiful bride. And this marriage for
thought you
you
were-
is number what? How many marriages is this?
4.
4. There's 4. Yes, I thought.
That's why I said
So
4.
you've had 4,
Yeah.
and we've each had 1, so we have 7. 7 marriages. I'm adding it up, and I think we have over 100 years of marriage experience.
Yeah, I'm at 25.
You're at 25. What are you at?
We'll be
Jared?
24 in November.
So 49, and I'm about to hit 20, so that's 69. And Scott has at least 31 years of marriage, just cumulatively.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. You haven't been married 31 years.
Yes.
You have not been married 31 years. Have you?
He's only 36.
Add up your 4 marriages. Add up your 4 marriages.
10,
Okay, that ain't been
Second one
31.
was
You're only
20,
early 50s now.
57. I got married when I was, 21? Something like that? 23?
Yeah, but you haven't been married consistently. Maybe it's easier to add up when you weren't married.
Probably so. It's all in the fog right now.
No, seriously. Okay, how long was your first marriage? Just round up.
Roughly 9 years.
Okay, and about second marriage.
That one was roughly 4,
He
5.
keeps saying roughly, because they're rough marriages, right? 5,
Yeah, right.
5 or 4?
And then the other one was 9, almost 10.
14, 22. And then this one,
And this one has been a little over a year.
23 years.
On top of
So all 3
There
of you
you
have
go.
been married longer than me. So 23, there's all been married in the 20s. That's 80. We're almost 100. 90-something years of marriage. And 55 of them happy.
Feels like 90
So I'm pretty
years.
excited about that. But going into my 20th year, I was just thinking through, kind of what, I've learned and been able to benefit from, being married and all that. And again, if you're not a person that's a marrying type, that's fine. Don't tune us out. You might need something down the road. And some of these insights could just be for general relationships, whatever. But
I was just going to say that.
they could be, but mine, I think you have to be married to benefit. But I thought that I asked the guys pre-show to have one insight from each guy. So I'm watching their faces
missed
now to
that memo.
see. I'm watching their faces now to see if they thought through that. But even with that much marriage, you got to have one insight, even on the spot.
Nothing
Somebody
I can
say-
say on the air because my wife listens.
Well, Depends on which route you want to go with your insight.
What has
But-
she learned?
Right. It all has to do with which way you want to go with your insight. But so I'm going to go in the same order as we introduce everybody,
Okay.
and I'm going to look for some insights. So, Jared, you've been married how long?
Almost 24 years.
Almost 24 years. And that 24 years with, 4 kids?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, how many states have you lived in with your wife?
3.
3 states. So you
Yeah.
moved not to the
Comatose,
same place the whole time.
lethargic.
And and in that time, what's an insight you would give to the audience about 24 years that you've either learned or that something you want to share with them, whatever? What's an insight for you?
I actually have 2, but they kind of tie in together. So I will say learning how to communicate.
Okay, so you go that route.
Yeah.
All serious.
It's not, well, yeah, I mean,
I'm just playing.
learning how to communicate, and by that I just mean, like, talk about everything.
Okay.
And then the second part of that is learn to have the hard conversations, even when they're really uncomfortable.
Okay, so you setting that tone of a very serious conversation about marriage. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Have the hard conversation.
Diana's laughing at me right now. So.
Right.
You don't learn nothing.
Don't learn nothing. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
How about Scott? Is there an insight that you would have over your last either year or so of marriage, or over all of the years cumulatively of your marriages?
I'm going to say maybe over the cumulative years, nothing recently, because basically what I'm going to say is just being yourself, being able to be yourself and have that person accept you for who you are. Don't
Okay.
try to be something that you're not, because
That's
I
cool.
think that's probably what I was in other relationships, and I wasn't myself. I tried to like fit in or
Sure.
fit the mold or whatever, as to where
Sure.
now
Yeah.
I can be myself, and my
Okay.
wife accepts me for who I am.
Right.
Right. And that's something that I don't think I really did before. I almost feel like I lost myself in trying to
Yeah.
please the other person instead of just,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
What if you're an idiot?
Don't be yourself.
Just keep being that. Just keep being that. Just kidding. Cool. Good advice. How about you, Ray? 20, how many years?
25 years.
25 years.
Be yourself.
Did you say pee yourself?
Be yourself.
Oh, I think you said pee yourself. Just every once in a while, urinate on yourself. That'll do it.
Everybody's doing it.
You hear
You had me at yellow.
You hear all the time. It kind of like Scott was kind of talking about. You hear all yellow.
Sorry, just play it off the pee yourself theme.
That is disgusting. Hey baby, watch this. check this out.
My eyes are up here.
Check this out. I'm a person and I'm
a
up
person.
here.
European.
You had me
European.
You had me at yellow.
I'm American. What you talking about? European.
Well, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
You're incontinence.
That's funny.
It's like a NASCAR race. It's all left turns.
It's all.
All right.
So my advice, kind of speaking of what Scott was saying, be yourself. There is, you hear all the time people say, you shouldn't have to change who you are. That's garbage. Both of you have to change. You're now married. You're not single people anymore. You're literally one person.
Right.
You have to change.
Sure.
But I think it's the way you change and the way that you.
Sorry, say especially if you pee yourself.
Yeah, excuse me, I have to go. Well, yeah, you should change. Your pants are all wet.
That's funny.
Sorry.
That's funny.
That's good stuff. So yes, so there's that, and then just knowing too that you're never going to get to where you're trying to get to. It's your life together. It's a journey. It's your life together. There's no finish line until you're done. I mean, that's until it's done.
Yeah.
You check out.
Yeah.
So there's no magic formula. There's no do X, Y, and Z and it'll be perfect because it's never going to be perfect, but the idea is to try and make it perfect. So, anyways, so that's my kind of insight into that.
Cool. Well, I got a couple insights. I got one for the men and one for the women. Actually, maybe a little sub insight for men and for women.
Okay.
So,
Don't pee yourself.
yeah, right. First thing for men is don't ever use the following statements after your wife shares or as she shares.
Ooh.
Number one, how can I fix this?
I say, do you want me to fix it?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you don't do it while they're sharing. You don't do it after they've shared.
Cut them off. Can I just stop you right there while you're sharing? Can I just stop you?
You don't even do it. I don't even think you do it after she shares because I think for me the insight is that it's not that you can't ask that question, but I do think that the best time to ask it is before she shares. And I think that what you say to her is as she's getting ready to share, she wants to talk, turn off the TV, stop trying to watch the ball game while you listen, definitely get rid of your phone, and just simply ask her, what do you need from me right now? Do you need me to just listen? Do you need me to listen and then offer some suggestions? Do you need me to listen and fix something? Do you need me to listen and go kill somebody? Whatever you need, just tell me what you need. But always, always, always ask before she shares. Do not just decide for, I think what women hate more than anything else is when men try to fix everything.
That's what men do.
When they're not trying to fix it. They just want somebody to listen. So, and sometimes they do want you to fix it. And so you just have to let them you have to ask them, I guess, before. Another thing is at the end of an argument, do not say how or what do I have to do or say to end this argument.
You're a Nazi.
That is a death question.
Is that all, Hitler?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Anything else, Adolf?
I think.
Are you done yet?
All right. I think a much better, in conflict resolution, I think a much better question at the end is to say, how could I have responded better?
And here's another good piece. When she says, I was right and you were wrong, don't sing doo-dah. See, I was right and you were wrong. And I go, doo-dah, doo-dah. No, don't do that.
Sounds like a bad move, yeah. And in all seriousness, if you want to not have conflict that's going to end your marriage, then you have to learn how to say things along those lines. How could I have responded better? What help me so the next time I don't, make this mistake? Whatever. Women.
Oh, here we go. Advice from John.
You need, and these are real. You need to be okay with the following. Number one, he's not going to change. Now, when I say that, I mean in simple, basic ways. I do not mean in human, maturing, growing ways. There's always growth and maturity that has to happen just as a human being. And especially if you're a person of faith who follows. I'm not talking about go to church. I'm so tired of people who go to church. I'm not talking about going to church. I'm not talking about who grew up in church. I'm not talking about just enough about the Bible to be everybody's judge. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm so sick of people like that. I'm not sick of people, but I'm sick of that attitude, that Pharisaical, condemning, I'm better than everybody else, the comparison, the critiquing, the criticizing, I should say, the competition. It's so across churches, across people and groups and everything. Everybody, the whole cancel culture, it's just garbage. But there is a sense in which when you are a follower, I'm saying a real follower of Jesus Christ with authentic relationship with Jesus, that's the most important thing in your life, is what you're doing in that relationship to feed in that relationship. Which, by the way, I think is the only way to have a successful marriage. I think there's a lot of people who stay married a long time, but their marriage is not successful. And I think it's because they might go to church, they might be religious, but they're just going to another version of a country club. They're not really selling out for Jesus. And so, yeah, they might have and listen, maybe you're listening and you're offended if you're offended by this, it means I'm right. That's what I've learned about offended. If people are offended, it means they feel guilty about what you're saying. And I know, throw it in the chat. I don't mind. I don't know if you know, I'm not on social media, so throw it in the chat.
I got to read it. Thanks.
Yeah, throw it in, and I can give
Thanks,
Jared
John.
answers via John.
You can reach John at
Via
909.
John. Yeah, there you go. No, but what I'm trying to say is we got to get over ourselves. We got to stop being so self-involved. Jesus said, if you want to follow me, then you need to deny yourself. Take up your cross and follow after me. And I just think there's a lot of people who do not do that. And so these are people who gossip. These are people who rationalize themselves based on other people. You just do a test like this. Do you spend more time talking about other people, or do you spend more time talking about what you're doing in your own life and what God is doing through you in your life? And I would tell you, most people fail. Most people spend their time talking about other people. Mad at their boss, mad at the neighbor, mad at the neighborhood, mad at the whatever. Or talking about this and that and what they're better than. I know I'm going on a rant, but that's okay. We do a lot of comedy, but I'm being serious. You cannot live your life that way. It's poisonous. It's toxic. But if you're really serious about following Jesus and you're really serious about living a life that is pleasing to him beyond everybody else, you're going to change. You're going to change. Your life will change. And your character will change. And your thoughts will change. And your behavior will change. And so if you're in a position where there are things that, need to change, what you need to ask is, how much of myself have I given to my Creator? But is he going to stop liking football? No. Is he going to stop wanting to work on his car? Is he going to stop having gas in the middle of the room? No, he's not going to do any of that. He's not going to stop doing those things. And don't go into a marriage, if some of you are not married, don't go into a marriage thinking, it's okay, I don't like this stuff, but it'll change when we're married. It's not going to change.
It always gets worse.
It just gets more exposed.
It
gets more exposed. So work on it beforehand. I'm not saying you have to go into it accepting things you don't like, but whoever said it earlier, have a hard conversation before you get married and deal with it before you get married.
Yep.
And come to an agreement somehow before you get married.
Yep. Girls, you cannot fix him.
No,
I don't care who him is. You cannot fix him.
And guys, when you see flaws in your wife, trust me, that other girl you think might be better is not. They got flaws too.
Yep.
And so,
Floss.
Yeah. Even if they wear floss, they're not perfect and they got problems too. So you're going to have issues there too. So just work with the one you're with and make it work. The other thing is, and then maybe we'll close with this, is just accept the fact that he don't want to do the dishes. Now, hear me right. Hear me right. I'm not saying you accept the fact that he's never going to do the dishes. Just accept the fact that he doesn't want to do the dishes. In 20 years of marriage, all the times that I've had this particular issue come up, I don't care if it's mowing the lawn, doing the dishes, going on a hike in 100-degree weather, getting excited about going to a baby shower together, whatever. He does not want to do those things. That doesn't mean he won't do them. But if you're going to hang it on whether or not he wants to do them, you're asking for a bad marriage.
Yeah, let me take it one more. Like, I don't mean to cut you off, but yeah, it's the if he doesn't want to do it, he will do it for you, but he's going to be miserable. Don't expect him to fake he's having a good time. Yeah. But then if he doesn't do it for you, he's going to be miserable because now he thinks you're mad at him for not wanting to do it. So he's kind of in a spot that's
he is, but what I'm saying is, I think if you just go into understanding this fairy tale Disney whatever thinking that how great it would be if he just in fact, if he just wanted to do it, I wouldn't even want him to do it. That's just unexpected or unspoken, I should say, expectations, and that's just mind games. And I'm not down on the women because guys do it too. What I'm trying to say is, accept the fact that the dishes got done. Like, it's not about him wanting to, because here's the thing: you don't want to do the dishes either. That's why you asked him. Think about it. Your kids don't want to do the dishes. You don't want to do the dishes. The woman you hired to be your house cleaner doesn't want to do dishes. She wants to make money. And so she's doing it to make money. Nobody wants to do the stinking dishes. That's why everybody buys a dishwasher. The point being that you can't make your whole sum of your relationship based on that kind of stuff. You have to speak out your expectations and make them clear to one another. And in that time. But again, I think above all of these things, what trumps all of these things, if you don't have God in your marriage, and please hear me, I couldn't care less what church you go to. It's not about church. I love that you go to a church. I want you to go to a church. But if you go to a church without an authentic love and commitment to Christ, it doesn't matter. You're just playing a game that people played for a long time in our country. But if you go to church with Christ, as you know, then it's going to help you make an impact and difference. And again, the litmus test: think in your own conversations. What are my conversations about? If they're about other people, I got a problem. And I'm not even talking about just gossip. I'm just saying, if you're constantly looking at other people, that's a problem. If your conversation is about what God is doing in and through you, then that's better. Think about that the last time with your spouse, if you're a follower of Jesus, that you guys have sat and just had a conversation about what God is doing in your life and through you in other people's lives. I would be willing to put money on the fact that most of you can't hardly think of the last time you talked like that. And good leaders who are connected to God will spend more time talking about what's happening than people. Than people. If you spend all your time about people, you got an issue.
Yeah.
And you got to fix it.
Yep.
And I'm so sick and tired. I mean, I'm just sorry, but I'm frustrated with fake wannabe. I don't even want to use the word Christian because even that gets thrown around. Fake wannabe followers of Jesus.
Yeah.
They're doing nothing but acting like Pharisees, running around judging everybody else, justifying themselves based on everybody else. I know better and they don't know, and and just all that. I can't believe this, and why are we so shocked at things? I can't believe that. I just can't. I've never. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. You just did it last night. You're just upset.
Yeah.
You're just trying to expose them, and you're just glad you didn't get caught.
Yeah.
I hate these little country club places. That's why we have so many churches around. All these splits and all these people leaving over nonsense. It's ridiculous. So that's the end of my sermon, man. We're going to close down this show. Everybody's like, wow, I feel so much better about my marriage. I was listening to the show. I wasn't happily married, and now I'm still not happily married. Thanks.
And now I'm sad.
Now it's worse. Now I don't think you're happily married. I have an amazing wife who loves the Lord.
You know, there's going to be like a husband and a wife sitting, listening to the show, and it's going to end, and they're just going to be staring at each other. Well,
Which one of us is doing the dishes?
well,
Well, that's another thing. If
you
you
want to
heard
have a
that,
hard conversation right now?
if
You're going to have a hard fist upside your head.
Right? That's funny. If you heard all of that and all you could think about was what somebody else needs to be doing, you missed the point.
Yeah.
You missed the point. So just control what you can control.
Ask not what your country can do for you.
Yeah, just control what you can control.
And ask somebody else to do the dishes.
Yeah.
Well, you can't control what anybody else does. You can hope, you can pray. You can,
That's true.
The best thing you can do is model it. Do it for your sake, for the Lord, and then watch Him bless you with that person, your spouse, your significant other, whatever, figuring this out without you having to say anything. Show them you love them without having to say it. Show them that you're changing in your own life without you having to say it. If you got to say it, then you're not doing it well enough for somebody to see it. So, sorry, but there it is. I'm not Dr. Phil.
Dr. John.
Yeah, right. Hey, Scott, what you think, man?
He's
Good.
muted again.
You're still muted, bro. You gotta touch your Keurig.
Sorry, I had some background noise over here. I thought maybe it might have been causing a problem, so I put it on.
No worries.
No, as a matter of fact, we both do the dishes. I usually do the dishes, and we put them in the dishwasher together. It's something that we do. I mean,
Sure.
if she cooks, I clean. You know,
Sure,
that's
sure.
just something that I've been doing ever since we met. Really, I don't mind it. You know, it's kind of like vacuuming. You know, it's like you can see the progress that you're doing right then and there. It's instant gratification.
Right.
Yeah.
It's good. And by the way, you know, weeping is not background noise. If you want to cry while we're talking marriage, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. It's not
No,
disruptive.
it's just funny that I got four that total up the amount that you guys all have in one. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's you also have all that experience. You are my man. You are my man, Pots and Pans, Scotty, the body, Sly.
Isn't there a
Spy,
joke about that,
Harry.
John? That
What's that?
people say, "Hey, I went to something about a marriage and 25 years." And he says, "Well, if you total them all up, it totals up to 25
Yeah,
years." There was some kind of
cumulatively. Right,
comedian that did that.
Well, 25 good years of marriage. Something like
Well, they've
that,
done that, but
Yeah.
there was another guy who's like, yeah, I've been married 35 years, cumulatively. Yeah, three
Right,
wives,
yeah.
but 25 or 35 years, whatever. Yeah. It's all good. Anyhow, we love you, audience. Thank you guys for listening. Maybe a little more serious of a topic on a very special episode. But I was thinking about this with my 20 years of marriage, and I could do better. That's what I realized after 20 years. I can do a
That's
lot
probably
better.
the best piece of advice. You can always do better.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can always be a better version of yourself every day.
And like vacuuming, it sucks while it's happening, but once it's done, everything's all good.
Wow.
Wow.
Jeez.
I'm going to try to filter that advice.
Oh boy.
I got to filter that advice.
Wow.
Well, guys, we appreciate you listening. Throw it in the chat. Maybe you could show how if you're married and how long. If you need to, how many times. Whatever you got to do.
See if
We'd
you
love to have
can
it.
beat my 4.
Yeah, and definitely throw in the chat if you're single, and if you get enough of you saying you're single, maybe you guys can start to swipe right or whatever you guys do these days, and go out. You can meet each other. I don't know. Whatever.
You say swipe right or
Yeah.
wipe right?
Swipe. Now we're back to peeing yourself.
There's a wrong way?
Is there a wrong way?
White parade.
Well, we appreciate you listening. Throw it in the chat, share us, and thank you for joining us all these years. You
Yeah.
can say that now, years.
Yeah, it's been years.
And we look forward to the next several recordings starting next week. But anyway, can't wait. So we will see you guys next week. Everybody out.
See you guys.
Bye.
See ya.